Okay, good morning everybody, and a very warm welcome to you all to this event. It's really great to see so many here yet again. I think every time we have one of these, the volume seems to build, which is, I hope, a sign that something's working. And I hope you have a really good day. At our last conference back in March, for those of you who were here, you may remember we worked together on bringing the Master Principles to life. We had Nick Stanhope from We Are What We Do, who joined us, and he talked to us about how we can stimulate and build community leadership. In all of the various conferences we've had over the last couple of years, it's been about putting that one Swindon project together. I hope it's different today, because we're past all of that now, and we're into real delivery mode. And the one thing I would say at this point about One Swindon, it's not about what we do that really matters, because there will always be more than enough to do, more than enough new things to do. It's about how we go about doing it. It's about how we all work together, how we all communicate, the culture in which we work, and the enormous potential, I believe, is possible. It can be released if we get this right. And there's already some good evidence that it's working, and I'll come on to that in a minute. Today is about, as I said, working together, and the value we can generate from doing so, connecting and sharing with each other. It's also an opportunity for us to reflect on community involvement and local participation, and what we really need to do to really push that to a new level, because that is very much part of what One Swindon is all about. And today's event hopefully will have a different feel. We don't want it to become stale, keep it fresh. We've got a slightly shorter day ahead of us, as you'll see from the programme, because of what's going on in the back of the hall. This afternoon we have the opportunity to stay and look at all the various stands and what have you. This morning we're going to hear from a variety of speakers about volunteering, what it is to their organisations, as well as a World Cafe session. I think we just got back from holiday, I'm not sure I know what the World Cafe session is, so I should be looking forward to it as much as everybody else. Which will make for an interesting and varied conversation. The afternoon session is, as I said earlier, a mini marketplace where we can network with stallholders and get to know what's happening in and around Swindon, and more importantly, how you can get involved, or more importantly, get others to get involved. So hopefully that will be helpful too. Everyone in this room, I hope, because you're here, is interested in making a difference. Everyone in this room has something to offer, and you know people who are not here. And as I said, the potential is enormous. Sometimes people, because they're not necessarily as close to it as others, wonder what this is all about, this One Swindon journey, and is it really delivering? Well, the evidence is out there already. I'm sure we're doing enough, but it's about solid success. A lot of you will have heard about our Swindon Life project, which is our work with troubled families. And Swindon has become one of the leading pioneers in this field in the country, and is now seen nationally as such. And that is the epitome, it really is all about partnership working. All of the agencies, voluntary and community sector, even businesses coming together to support these troubled families, to try and bring around a new dynamic in their lives, and to put them on a better path for the future. And it's been going for about 2.5 years now, and momentum is building. We've got about 350 families to reach over the next 4 years. So far we're up to about 40 families in total. But just listen to some of these statistics. For those who have been involved thus far, there has been a 73% improvement in mental health conditions for those who reported this as a risk factor. There's been an 86% improvement in school attendance of children where that was an issue. 70% of children have re-engaged with education where it was an issue. 69% of adults are seeking employment, or are in employment or training where they weren't before. 92% of family members are building positive relationships between themselves
One of the definitions of these troubled families is that that hasn't happened. 80% reduction in police call-outs in relation to those families. 10 children not taken into care. This is on 55 family members. 10 not taken into care. But 13 who were on a child protection plan no longer on a child protection plan. And finally, 6 eviction orders stopped. If you actually add all of that up together on a relatively small number of people, that is a massive change. And that just shows the potential of what is possible on a wider scale. It's not just about this LIFE project, but this is about what you can do when you really focus on what needs to be done, do it in a different way, and all come together, forgetting all your departmental silos and what have you, get down there in partnership and try and solve problems. I think those statistics are about as good as you could get. And I hope you can see that. But it's not just been about that. Recycling is now one of the best in the southwest. There's a certain amount of partnership work involved in that. Large numbers of residents who have really taken to it. We're now up to something like, well, last time I heard it was about 53%. We'd like to get it more than that, because it will actually save the borough money if we can increase. There's also something called a Safe Drive Stay Alive project, which is a roadshow based around powerful personal testimonies designed to make the audience of young people aware of the nature and the extent of personal tragedy following road traffic accidents. In 2011, the roadshow was visited by more than 2,400 students between the ages of 15 and 19. This amounted to 14 schools and colleges and other educational establishments attending. In total, since 2006, more than 12,000 young people have been involved in it. This is another partnership programme really worthwhile. Then we've got the working with the business community. We did a lot of work around reducing the car parking charges in the town centre. Not an easy time to do it with the budget constraints, but there was real impetus to do something to support the town centre. And we did the £2 for 4-hour skiing. And Swindon, I'm not saying this was the only reason, but Swindon came out as one of 2 places which seen a significant increase in footfall, whereas everywhere else in the southwest has declined. So another good piece of work. So there are lots of examples like this. I can spend the morning going through them, but they are happening and they are out there. We're also pleased to say that, as you all know, Swindon, through the one Swindon, we're going for locality building. We've divided Swindon into 7 locality areas. It was always an ambition that we should have full-time locality leads to drive these areas and to drive all the partnership working within each of these areas. They have all now been appointed, and I'm not sure they've yet been allocated to their specific locality, but that's about to be done, and they will be announced very, very shortly. Also, the council has been going through a fairly, well, is going through a massive restructure to bring stronger together, which Gavin will be talking about in a moment, to LIFE, which is the council's response to One Swindon, to restructure, to put this council on a very different footing, a very different model, to work in a very different way, to make One Swindon a reality. And we've been spending quite a bit of this autumn interviewing for all the new posts required. A lot of work still to be done, but it is happening. So this is a time of real delivery, and what we need to do today is to help really now sort of drive that really forward and very strongly. So I think that's enough for now to kick off the day.